everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today's makeup tutorial I want to be a little bit more full glam. I've had a look at my past makeup tutorials and we haven't done a night out makeup in a really long time. So I'm thinking we're coming to festive season. I'm going to keep with the autumn tones, so I want this to be like a really nice going out burgundy makeup because I love them sort of colours. Something a little bit more sparkly as well, so it's perfect for a night out. So again, I will leave in this vicinity what it's going to look like, and yeah, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and let's just get straight into it. I am going to use my trusty P. Louise base again today. I don't think I used it last time. I used the shade 2, which I think was the original shade. I'm feeling like a cut crease or something today. Something like really glam, because we haven't done a night out makeup on here for a really long time. I try and keep them more towards Christmas parties and festive season, but I think we can start a little bit early. For my eyeshadows today, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette because this has some really nice sort of warm like burgundy tones in. And then I just have one more eyeshadow, which is just a single shadow. This is Bitten from Makeup Geek. I might have to dip into that as well. So my first transition shade I'm going to use is actually this one. I don't have the shade names for this palette because it never came with it. I don't know why. So I don't know what any of the names are, but it's just that third one in there. And I don't set this eyeshadow base either. I don't think you're supposed to. So I just go straight in with my eyeshadow. But if you feel more comfortable setting it first, then you do whatever you feel most comfortable with. And I am going to buff this up quite high because when I do my cut crease, I do like my cut crease to be a little bit high as well, so you can see it while my eye is still open. The good thing about doing eyes first is you can be as messy as you want to, really. I'm happy with my transition shade. I am going to use a different brush for once today. I'm going to keep one for my first shade and then I'm going to use the rest with another brush. So this is just a little bit thinner. It's not as bushy as the first one. The next shade I'm going to go into is this one. I'm going to start building this up now into the outer crease first, and then any excess can come into the crease here. So I want it kind of darkest on the outer part of my crease, and I'm also going on to my outer part of my lid with this as well. And then we're going to do something a little bit more shimmery to the inner corner, which I think will be nice. So again, kind of putting this basically like straight over your transition shade, but not blending it up as far as the first one that you've put on. Whenever you feel like it, either use this with nothing extra on and just buff over the edge, or you can apply a little bit more of your first shade if you want to. I think with something like this, it's just like going slowly and just taking your time blending it out. And again, focusing mainly on the outer corner and then bringing it into the inner section. Okay, so I'm happy with that. The next shade that I'm going to go in with is just a little bit of this one from Makeup Geek, which is Bitten, and it's just a tiny bit deeper than that one that we've just been using. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this, and again doing exactly the same. So just patting this on our outer corner and then into the crease. And then just with a little pencil brush, I'm going to mix the black with a little bit of that cool tone brown, which is just sort of diagonal from it, and I'm going to use this as like a little bit of eyeliner just on the very outer corner. So just dabbing into both of those just with a pencil brush, and I'm just going to come sort of down at an angle because I do want this outer corner to be quite deep. Okay, so I am really happy with that now. We can do the cut crease part. So I'm using the same P. Louise base and the same brush that I used to apply it. This is the So Eco eye shading brush, but it's just nicely angled to fit that sort of cut crease shape. So I'm just going to take some just on the tip of the brush, and then I like to come sort of just above my crease. The first thing that I'll do is just help these two blend together. So just take your finger and just kind of tap over the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect at the moment. So for the very inner corner, I'm going to use that one in the top corner, and then just to help blend that out in the centre, I'm going to use that sort of shimmery burgundy shade. I'm going to tap this all over this inner part here, and we are going to be applying a pigment here anyway. We'll try and get sort of as close to the line as you possibly can. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn over the brush and pick up some of that shimmery burgundy and then apply that over this outer section. Okay, and then take a little bit more of Bitten, which was the darkest shade that we used, and just bring this and sort of blend the edge of these two together. And then I'm just taking a little bit of that one that we used earlier, which was like our middle shade, on a little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna bring that over that line just to sharpen it up a little bit. Next, for my pigment, I'm going to use Luxe from Peaches and Cream. I already applied some of my NYX glitter glue, so I'm just going to apply this straight over the top. Again, trying to be neat around that cut crease line. And I'm taking it all the way over just to where we meet that shimmery burgundy shade. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I absolutely love those colours. All we need to do now is sort of sharpen up the outer corner before we apply any lashes or anything. So I'm going to sort of come, because I want quite a smoky under eye, I'm going to sort of judge how far I'm going to blend my eye down and then just go straight across from there. So I'm going to do my mascara and lashes off camera because they always take me forever, and then I will be back when those are on. Okay, so lashes are on. I've used the Koko lashes Amore lashes because they're just really big and really glamorous. For foundation, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filtr foundation, and I'm just going to sort of run through base makeup because I don't feel like I do it much different in like any video. So if you like watching me do my base, then please let me know. If you prefer me to sometimes skip through it, please let me know and I'll absolutely do that as well. So just blending this in with my beauty blender, and we'll go for a full coverage again today because obviously this is a night out makeup, so we'll go that little bit extra glam again today. The first concealer that I'm using is the Makeup Revolution C6, so I'm just going to use this sort of in the centre of my face, and then I am going to use a different one under my eyes just to highlight a little bit. Where's my sponge? Again, I haven't fake tanned, so I've barely had like any foundations to use. Yesterday I just had to use my concealer as foundation because I didn't have any that were bright enough. But last night I did apply just a little bit of just tinted moisturiser just to make me a little bit more tan. For my second concealer, I'm using the Studio Fix concealer from MAC, and I'm just going to use this sort of in the very inner corners of my eyes just to brighten. I didn't know what to think of this concealer at first, but now I actually quite like it. And it has like a really nice yellow undertone, which I do prefer for my under eyes. Okay, and then just before I set that, I am going to do a little bit of cream contouring. So I'm going to use my beautiful bronze from LA Girl. So I'm just going to use just a tiny bit of this just in my contour area. I do like to cream contour before I use any powders. I just feel like it lasts a lot longer. And then I'll just do a tiny bit around the top of my forehead. Usually when I use this one, I always apply like way too much. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's set this in place. So I'm going to use my no colour powder from RCMA. And I don't actually need to set this as much because this is like a matte foundation and I am more dry, so I don't find that I really need to set the actual like foundation in place. So I'll just do a little bit around my chin, mainly like where I've applied concealer really. And for bronzer, I'm going to use my favourite, my Beached bronzer from Urban Decay. We'll try and go light-handed with the bronzer, but it doesn't usually happen for me. tiny bit on the nose, and then around my forehead as well. And then I will just deepen my contour a little bit. So let's use the Anastasia contour kit, and I use the end too. And then for my blush, I found this palette which I haven't used for ages. It's a sleek pink Sprint, it's called. So I'm going to use the tiniest bit of that one. Blush palettes are always so pigmented. I'm just going to dust a little bit onto my cheeks. So let's move straight on to the under eyes. I feel like my camera battery is going to die soon. So I'm first going to line my waterline. You can use a black or a brown. I'm actually going to use like a brown. It's more like a reddish brown. So this is Costa Riche from MAC. I just thought it would bring out the burgundy tones a little bit more. So I'm going to line in my waterline with this. And I cannot do this with one hand. Always make the ugliest face as well. Okay. And then we can start smoking out this lash line. So first off, I'm going to use, where's my little smudgy? So first off, I'm going to use the cranberry shade out of the Jaclyn palette. Take this sort of all underneath my lash line, and I'm joining it up to this in the outer corner. Thicker on the outer corner, going thinner towards the inner. Okay, and then to blend that out, I'm going to use that first transition shade that we used. And I do like to blend mine down quite far, you don't have to. And joining it up in this outer corner. And then taking that bitten shade and then just packing this on real close to the lash line. To highlight my eyes, I'm going to pick that really sort of white shade. This is from the Deluxe palette from Carli Bybel. I'm just going to use this to highlight around my eyes, so inner corners. I feel like I just need something a little bit silvery. Maybe mix the white and the pink. And for face, I'm going to use Champagne Pop. I think this is just one of my all-time favourite highlighters. It's the only one out of my collection that's like nearly hitting pan. I don't know if I'd ever use like a full highlighter. So for lips, I'm going to use Salt Lip Liner. And then over the top, I have this lipstick from Primark. This is in the shade Gossip. So that completes this Burgundy full glam makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you would wear this on a night out down in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!